Good morning, everybody. We are going to wait just a moment to let everybody get signed in and connected to the audio. We are going to start in 1 minute. I'm going to invite everybody to turn on your cameras. If you're comfortable, we would love to see your faces. The best way for us to get to know you is by seeing your face with your name and associating you with your company. We will be doing self-introductions at the end. So if you would stay on, we will do self-introductions with everybody at the end of the event. Today we have Sergio with Discover the Palm Beaches. He has a lot of really good information to share with us today. For those of you who do not know me, I am Kirby Davis. I am the Membership Services and Special Events Coordinator here at the Chamber of Commerce of the Palm Beaches. So I do believe everybody is on and connected to the internet. So Sergio, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Kirby. Good morning to everyone. Plenty of familiar faces out there. I promise this will be a very entertaining, no, maybe not entertaining, but very informative PowerPoint presentation. I'll get to all the good facts and all the good stuff out there. So without further ado, I don't want to bore you guys to death with a long introduction. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully I can get this thing up and running. Let's see here. Okay. All right, I'll ask the proverbial question. Everybody see my screen okay? Okay, all right, I'll take that. I can see some thumbs up, so. Okay, so this is gonna be a kind of whirlwind tour of what's happening in tourism as we stand here in the summer and in a, I should say, almost post-pandemic period, but we're gonna accent the positive here. So let's begin. Tourism is blasting sky high. That's the headline to remember. That things are pretty darn good right now. And I'll kind of explain how good things are and how we want to maintain that level that we're seeing right now. Okay, June was jumping. Okay, June countywide hotel occupancy was just under 70%. That's really good for the summer. And believe me, in my 21 years in this business, summer is always a struggle. But that post-pandemic demand has been there. So that number of occupancies up 83% from June 2020, which was obviously 2020 was a pretty bad year. But let's look at 2019. It was a record-breaking year, and we're still climbing 6% higher in occupancy for June. So it tells you where things are. People are coming to visit us. Smashing records. So April and May, the bed tax collections, which funds our agency, Discover the Palm Beaches, and helps fund Cultural Council, Sports Commission, Beach Renourishment, Film and Television Commission. April and May were the best months ever on record for bed tax collections. Over 6 million in April, over 5 million in May. And then when the June numbers comes in, I will tell you this much, that it's probably going to be another record. So good for us, pays my salary, but also pays for the marketing efforts and also everything, like I said, everything from beach renourishment to helping pay for, tourism structures like the ballparks. So visitors are paying top dollar. There are some money, there's money out there to be had. The average daily rate, the ADR as we call it, for May was 188. That's an example of how, just to give you an example of how this works, that's up 44% 2020. And it's even up 21% from 2019. So that tells you May was like, where usually we see the drop off in vacation stays, drop offs everywhere you went. People are still paying top dollar. And in June, this number just came out yesterday, the ADR was 212. And then shared lodging, which is Airbnb and so forth, that number was 283. So the average daily rate is growing exponentially, if you will, throughout the summer. So these are very unusual things that happen. We see this much growth. Okay, it's been a heck of a good summer, obviously. So just to kind of give you an idea of one stat I think really sticks out is from Memorial Day to the 4th of July, the countywide occupancy beat 2019. So that's that stretch. Memorial Day, which kind of kicks off summer, to 4th of July, which is kind of the midpoint of summer. Occupancy was 69.4% in 2021. And that's like a few points higher than 2019. And 2019, like I said, was the best year we ever had, with more than 8.2 million visitors. So people are coming to see us, which is good for everybody. So, and people keep on dreaming about the beaches. There's a research firm, one of the best in the country, Destination Analysis, which has been during the pandemic, taken quite a few, has dived into research, what people want to go see and do. Beach and resort destinations remain number one, beating cities for many reasons, even the national parks, which I love, the mountains and theme parks. Beach and resort destinations are what people really want to go do. And that's, and guess what? We're a beach and resort destination. So what we're working on, obviously, we got to keep this thing going. We can't just sit back and say the hotel doors are open and people come on in. We have to, at the very least, improve on our marketing. So let me take you on a quick tour of things we're working on to keep this going. I think at one of our previous meetings, and many of you may have seen this at other meetings, we have a new brand, a new leisure brand, which really takes off from our trademark tagline of America's first resort destination. And I think I misspelled destination in that slide. Okay.
I fixed that.
I'll live. But as you see, this is a reminder, the original one, the only, the Palm Beaches. And it has been a brand, like I said, we've developed this over a little bit of time during the pandemic, and then we launched it just a couple months ago or a few months ago. And that has been step one in things. Now we've got some great ideas coming up into the rest of the summer and into the fall and so forth. And one of them is our first ever Palm Beaches Restaurant Week. And it's going to be August 16th through the 31st. Okay, that's more than a week because it's so good. We have to extend it a little bit. But it's going to be, we have close to, I think about 80-ish restaurants, if I remember the last number is from yesterday. And what these restaurants could be offering a number of things, but one of them might be, different multi-course menus for brunch, which is big in this town, lunch and dinner. And those are, set courses you'll see for set prices. Very similar to some other restaurant weeks you might run into. The hotels may offer food and beverage credits or their own individual lunch or dinner specials. And we're really putting a tremendous advertising campaign behind this thing. This is not just we're going to send it out there and hope that people, visit these restaurants. We're going to put some serious money behind this thing. It's already in place and already kind of happening. If you want a little more information about Restaurant Week, go to thepalmbeaches.com/restaurant week, and it'll go right to the page and you'll see what's happening. But remember those dates, August 16th through the 31st. Go out there and support our local small businesses. Many of these restaurants made it through the pandemic, and this is what kind of giving back. They want, to bring more customers in the door and drive the economy. Another thing, Spatober. Now, we've done versions of this in the past where we promote health and wellness through the month of October. And now it's back. Obviously, last year we had to take a break, but this year we once again had the spa offers. And we're also including some health and wellness issues, promoting, menus, hiking trails, outdoor fitness, yoga. We'll have some special events related to that. And you'll see that. It's going to be the whole month of October. And again, this is something we're going to back with some advertising and a promotional campaign to help the businesses and hotels that are going to be involved in this. And I think you're really going to enjoy. I said, it's not just spas. There's going to be other stuff going on. So don't think you just have to go and get a massage at the, at the breakers, let's say. There's going to be other things you can do in the wellness side of it. Okay, and then this is something new. It's called our Palm Beaches Savings Pass. It's a mobile thing, no app to download or anything like that. It's just kind of like you link to it, and it's delivered by text. And it includes specials of various partners, whether it's an attraction or things to do, what have you. So this is right on our website right now. People can go there and you'll see a link to it from the website, and they can participate and enjoy savings at different partner places, like I said. And this is something we're trying to do with all of our partners, encourage them to offer special offers and deals like this where people can easily find them accessible through their phone. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of time and talk about our social media. It's on the rise. And I know everybody talks about how great social media is and everything like that. It is. And it's an easy way to get your message out there. And social media for us in 2021 is really grown. We have 2 people working on it right now who really do a good job with it. And to talk about our presence right now, and these numbers are growing. So this is probably inaccurate numbers of today, but we have about our growth. We've seen about 13% in followers, about more than 430,000 combined followers on all of our social media platforms. Instagram is a biggie for us. We started out the year at about 60,000 followers. However, probably over 100,000 as I probably talk right now. And in fact, our folks on IG, as people call it, are engaging. In other words, they're making comments, they're liking the post and so forth. And our engagement levels are beating people like Visit Florida and the Florida Keys out there. So not to brag, but we're doing pretty darn good on Instagram. And there's going to be more on Instagram because the platform itself, I know there's lots of pretty pictures on it and those are great, but they're going to be moving into more of a video phase now. So we are well prepared for that. Trust me. You'll see that in the next slide. But also one of the things on the horizon here is YouTube Shorts, which is, kind of shortened videos, TikTok style. And speaking of TikTok, TikTok has arrived, to say the least. It is not just for your, teenage kids or looking at crazy videos you see like broadcast somewhere else. Let's take a second and talk about TikTok and how important it is becoming, not just to us, but also to the travel industry entirely. So here's some quick stats. 58% of the users are women, which is good because research has shown that women help make those travel decisions for their family and for themselves as well. 45% of the users, shockingly, are between 25 and 44, above that group, but that's okay. So that goes to tell you it's not just 12-year-olds exchanging videos about whatever. These are people out there who have money to spend on travel and want to go on vacation somewhere, a beach resort destination like ours. And the engagement rate is higher than another platform. People share these videos because most of these videos are about 10 seconds, 9 seconds. To give you an example, I'm not going to show you our 9-second video on Singer Island, but you'll see like a screenshot of it over to the left here or to the right, whichever way you're looking at it. That had, and this number is climbing, had 1.2 million views. That's a million. That's not 25 or 30. You might see like on Facebook or something like that, and had about 1,000 comments. And it was only a 9-second video of a little bit of music showing Singer Island in a way that's never been shown before. That people didn't quite believe that was Singer Island. You'll see from the image there, it looks radically different, but that's Singer Island. I mean, that's Peanut Island. I'm sorry. I'm saying this the wrong way. I just caught myself. So 2 strikes for me for the misspelling and the saying Peanut Island instead of Singer Island. But either way, TikTok has arrived, like I said. If you're just download the app and find us at the Palm Beaches. Okay, so just to touch very briefly on the groups brand, just like our leisure brand campaign, the original one, the only, we are going to have a new brand for our meetings, groups of meetings. And this has been obviously the slower comeback, because meetings, obviously, there's a lot of people in a small room or a meeting or a convention and what have you. So as people feel more comfortable about going to a larger meeting, you're going to see a new brand on the way. But also our groups and meetings department has done their best to really target some segments, find different distribution channels, and also form alliance partnerships. So some of our local people here at the Business Development Board, something we've been working on in other locations like Palm Springs. And that's a location very similar to us in many ways, which sometimes people get confused about. When I was on the road, they would occasionally think I was Palm Springs, which is kind of funky to believe it, but there is that segment out there. And then also our Destination Champions program, which encourages business leaders here in our own community to help bring meetings and conventions, whether it's from the parent company or whether they have business contacts elsewhere, to help bring something here to the Palm Beaches, whether it's at a hotel or at a convention center. Okay, so I'll shamelessly plug, because I love doing it, Hidden Wild. It's the 30-minute film we did with Palm Beach County Environmental Resources Management, also known as ERM, one of our sister agencies who uses bed tax collections to restore the beaches and keep up the natural areas. It was a 30-minute film that we started out doing to help build curriculum for Palm Beach County School District, but it also is a way to promote travel in an entirely different way. And we've had multiple showings on PBS South Florida, PBS in Tampa and Orlando, but it's also streaming online. And our YouTube page, and through the last 3 months, has had about 2,500 views. And one of our sponsors for the film, NRS, which is a major corporation who does kayaking equipment and outdoor clothing and so forth, they have about 17,000 views on their YouTube page. And it's a film, it's a 30-minute version, it's a short film. It's been selected in 5 different film festivals across the country. These are international, national and international film festivals. There's more to come throughout 2021. We're also using some of the footage from our filming to create special videos, maybe 1 to 2 minute videos to promote the outdoors. So if you have not seen Hidden Wild, it's only about, like I said, it's about 30 minutes. I think it's like 28 to be exact. Go to hiddenwildfilm.com. I think you're really going to like it and really be surprised at some of the, you'll be surprised that all these things exist in Palm Beach County, but they're out there, and just a few miles away from downtowns. So also something we've been really taking quite seriously in 2020 into 2021 is equity, diversity, and inclusion. We're integrating that EDI message in everything we do, from website content to blogs to social media. We're celebrating all the cultures that are right here in Palm Beach County. We're a microcosm in the entire state, and a microcosm sometimes of what's out there in the country. And the EDI message, like I said, is also included in that website content, but we're also looking at how our staff is made up, our board of directors. And we also are seeking advice of those in the community who know EDI better than we do. We're still in the learning stage of it. But like I said, it's really becoming ingrained of who we are as an organization. And this is something, like I said, we're not just going to check the box and say, all right, we've done some EDI stuff. No, this is who we are, and this has now become a fabric of Discover the Palm Beaches. So, and speaking of EDI, and we have an Arts and Tourism EDI Summit. We're co-hosting with the Palm Beach Cultural Council for Palm Beach County just next month in a few weeks, August 11th through the 12th. It's free. If you have not signed up, I would encourage you to go both days or just one day, whichever one. You'll see like thepalmbeaches.com EDI Summit is the easiest way to get there. And just to show you two of the speakers we have there, Mr. Elliot Ferguson from Destination DC, our counterpart up there. And one person also, Donna Walker-Kuhn, who's well-known in the business of EDI. But we're also going to have various breakout sessions and panel discussions from local PR agencies to our friends at Career Source, Thank you, Michael. And some other panel discussions, like I said, bringing together ideas. We want everybody to go home with a call to action and take EDI as seriously as we are. So one of my other jobs around here is advocacy, and advocacy never ends. The work goes on and on and on. We are already working on session 2022. It feels like 2021 session just ended like an hour ago, and then the next hour we got to work on next year. So this past session, we had a extensive attack on the TDT, on bed tax. They wanted to sweep it and allow it to be used for other projects, from flood mitigation to a few other things. It's needed for marketing purposes. It's needed for tourism promotion. But those attacks on bed tax will return. We were able to defeat it in the Senate, but we're going to need some help. And this is something we're going to do this summer into the fall. Committee weeks, believe it or not, begin in September. That ain't that far away. So our local delegation, those are the representatives and senators who go to Tallahassee. We're going to do some individual meetings with them. We're also going to, I want to say bombard them, but we're going to give them a lot of messaging. So we may ask some of you folks, some of our partners out there, to attend some of those meetings with us, get the point across. Tourism is the second largest economic engine in this county. We want them to remember to defend how we fund tourism, and that is through bed tax. And Visit Florida, you've got to feel sorry for these guys because it's never ending with them. Their budget will be in flux. This year, they got a lot of money, including a lot of federal money, because there is a dramatic need to promote tourism. Next year, they could be turning the lights off again. So more to come on that. And one hot topic locally here and throughout the state is vacation rentals. And you can see from my stats on shared lodging that it's a big deal. And it again will be on the agenda. And it's a matter of who controls the regulation of vacation rentals, whether it's our local community right here, local governments, or the state government. So it's to be determined. But I'd like to remind everybody, we're all advocates for tourism. Anytime you're out there talking tourism, you're advocating for us. Thank you. So, and this is kind of the last points I want to get to, is that something we started looking at a couple of years ago. Many destination management organizations, DMOs across the country, CVBs, are really kind of going beyond tourism. Yes, the DNA of the Palm Beaches was made from tourism. Henry Flagler brought tourism, opened us up to America's first resort destination. But the way we look at it, and other DMOs across the country are looking at it, is that the residents of our county are really our true customer. We provide a community service because tourism in our community provides support for jobs and support for families and support for cities and support for businesses, and also helps to, keep tax levels at a certain level, helps fund things. The money coming in from people spending money in our community can't be beat. And hospitality jobs, I know it's taken a lot of beating over the last year and a half. They are still an easy way, a first step into that American dream. You can start out at the very bottom, parking cars. You can start off mopping floors. And the next thing you know, you might be general manager of a hotel, or you might be be the manager of an attraction. It's happened. Believe me, we've got a lot of stories in our own community of people who started off as interns, or like I said, parking cars or washing dishes, and now they're in management positions. So hospitality is still a heck of a good bet for a career. And we want to really let our folks here in the community know that really think about hospitality as a career. And plus, it's a lot of fun. Trust me, that's why I've stayed in this business. And at the end of the day, we just want to improve the quality of life for everyone, and let them know that tourism plays a part in making their life a little bit better. So to wrap things up here, going back to what we did for groups and meetings, I would encourage everyone to be a destination champion if you're not already. Help secure those conventions and meetings. It's very easy to sign up for it, and it's not difficult to do. All you have to do is talk about the great place you live. easy to do. Participate in a tourism task force, what you're doing right now. We appreciate that. And there's other chambers and other cities are doing something similar. There might be some more on the horizon. I would encourage you to be part of those. Let your voice be known. You're the part of the community. Tell them what's on your mind. And then, as we always say around here, take a staycation. If you live here in West Palm and you haven't been to Jupiter for a while, I mean, other than, going by it on 95, stay at a hotel there, try an attraction, go down to Boca, try Atlantic Avenue, stay at a hotel and spend the weekend going to different restaurants and bars on Atlantic Avenue. And in self-promotion here, we encourage you to become a partner of Discover the Palm Beaches. We have some really great pricing. It's a really good program. It's a good way to get your business well known out there. And every business, every part, everything, every sector of our economy, tourism touches it, whether it's directly or indirectly. So if you don't think your business qualifies as something that would be a partner of Discover, you'd be surprised. So with that, I will stop sharing. And I hope everyone is awake after that presentation. So Kirby, I guess I'll turn this back over to you.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I wasn't able to see if there's anything on the chat or what have you, but I'll turn it back over to you and I'll stop talking for a minute.
Great. That was a fantastic presentation. Thank you so much for bringing that information to us here. I did see that there were some questions in the chat, but I believe Heather was on top of answering those. I think one of the questions was, I like Food Week, but didn't see how you are promoting it to the public. Can you answer a little bit on that?
Yes, you'll see, you're going to see obviously quite a bit of advertising, whether it's digital or through social media, but also look for some billboards throughout the county. So that's the way we're going to promote it right now. And also the participants are going to be promoted as well through their social media channels and so forth. So there's an extensive campaign built around it. We're doing this like it's a leisure brand campaign or a major push. So get ready to see those out there. I've already seen a few digital ads here and there.
Okay, great. I do want to invite anybody else to turn on their microphone if they may have a question. Please do so. Michael?
Sergio, great presentation. Glenn and Heather, your teams are doing really good work here in Palm Beach County. I do have a question, Sergio. Are we targeting any specific states, regions, publications to promote Palm Beach County? And my second question is, I see that Canada is opening back up the borders. Are we targeting the Canadians to come back because there's such a large segment of our tourist population? Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, and good to see you again. Saw you earlier today. Yeah, our bread and butter, put it this way, all right, during the 2021, we survived with in-state and in-county travel. And that's always going to be a mainstay for the summer until the fall. Broward and Dade, Orlando, Tampa, those are markets we depend on, and we will continue to advertise and promote to them. But I think we've also seen increases now in travel from the Northeast. So those markets are rebounding. And I think you'll see more of a traditional pattern where we advertise to those Northeast markets, for the winter season and so forth. So I think that I think the markets we look at it are always going to be kind of the same ones, but I think that the timing, for a long time, we didn't do anything in the Northeast, and now we're bringing that back. But I would also say on your other question of international, Canada is our #1 international market by far. And international travel makes up about 10% of our visitors. So once ready, once those flights start rolling in from Toronto and Montreal, you'll see us pick up speed there. We have two great folks who work in our leisure travel department, who also work with some agencies representing us in Canada and in Europe. I think you'll see the Canadian market rebound quicker than Europe for many reasons. Europe is I don't know what, it's a good and bad state over there. One day it's great, the next day, they're in the middle of a lockdown. So that market might take a little more to recover. And also South America might take a little bit more. But I think you'll see the immediate impact internationally with our Canadian friends.
Great. Do you anticipate 2022 room rates to be closer to 2019 rates once the revenge travel settles down?
Maybe yes and no. I think the best way to answer that question is that, if we'd like to see those ADRs continue to climb, there would probably be some decreases once, more and more people are traveling to different destinations, which opened up at different points. Florida reopened up at a totally different point from like California, which is now opening, and New York is now opening. So you might see some battling for rates then. But I think that some of those, higher ADRs are here to stay. I'm not saying it's going to be, climbing, but put this way, people are willing to pay for something and there's a high demand for it. We'll see how our new brand works, and we want our brand to work. When there's a higher ADR and higher occupancy, that means what we're doing is we're creating that demand. So to answer that question, I think you'll see some of those high numbers maintaining themselves, unless there's a barrage of something else out there. So.
Great. Any other questions? Please feel free to turn on your microphones and ask. Michael?
Hey, Sergio, it's Peter.
Peter.
How are you? I have a question for you. The mass exodus of people working in hospitality is real. I have a faculty member in Asheville, and every other place he stops has a sign that they're closed 2 days a week and this and that. And STR and HSMAI just did some surveys on enrollments in hospitality schools, and they're down about 35% already, which really scares me for 22 and 23. So I had talked to Jorge. I would love to see if we could do some kind of PR campaign about working in the business, because if the numbers are going to stay like this, the staffing's going to continue to be an issue, and the ADRs can't maintain if we don't have the staff. So any thoughts on that? Have you heard that? I mean, are you seeing restaurants and hotels still struggle from your world? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, the struggle is real, to say the least. And from this call, you can see Glenn and then my my coworker Heather here, that some hotels and some restaurants are feeling that pain. The people haven't returned for multiple reasons. Whether they got out of the industry, whether they moved away, whether they having problems with childcare and they can't go back to work. There's a million different things, and that may be here for a little while. Is there's an entire realignment out there of what industry people are going into. We as an organization, and we can certainly talk about those things separately, Peter, but some of the things we're doing, we're trying some small things and starting somewhere. Like next month with FRLA up at PGA National, we're doing an event to try to show where people can find and recruit workers. We're bringing some organizations together. It's not a job fair like a traditional one where you walk in for a resume. It's more to put people together, almost like speed dating. Like, hey, I've got people who are looking for jobs. Here's an organization we can put you in touch with. So, but I think it's something that we hear from lots of national associations for travel. And even when I was on vacation, there was places I went to that were specifically closed and they had signs that said, we just don't have the staff to do this. So I think what we have to do at the end of the day is to kind of remind people, this is like I said during our presentation, this is a hell of a good industry to be in. It's a lot of fun and you can make a lot of money on it. And also you can build that career. And I think we just need to remind the people here locally, before you go into XYZ industry, or you go to college for this or whatever, is really consider hospitality. And some of those jobs they may get in high school is something they can come back to when they come back from college.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. We keep spreading the word. I'm bouncing off here to go do a podcast at Raise Up, which is a hospitality organization for minorities and females. And they have 3 GMs from around the country, and we're going to talk about it. I mean, I'm waiting for National Restaurant Association, AHLA, somebody to come out with materials that we can use and get the word out, because it's a great business. And I love the word you said, alignment. I think that's what it is a new worker for the next 2 years, and that will explore us and get excited about it. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Peter. I know you're doing the best you can as well.
Great. Michael, did you have another question?
Yeah, to add on to what Sergio was answering Peter's question, we've begun doing hospitality-specific virtual and in-person job fairs. We're doing one down in Boca on August 26th because a couple of city council people received calls from restaurants and hotels that they were struggling. So we immediately booked the Spanish River Library to do an event. We did a virtual one up in Palm Beach North with the chamber 2 months ago. We're going to be doing an in-person up there at Palm Beach State probably in October. So we're trying to address that issue. My other question I had for you, Sergio, with the pipeline of hotels that were on the book to come and break ground and start their development, has that stagnated, or is it still progressing the way that we thought it would?
Well, to answer that in a couple different ways, I think a lot of, maybe there was developers out there who kind of paused and said, well, wait a minute, I'm not going to build a hotel this week. But I think there's still construction going on, and there's still going to be some things going to open up sooner than later. We had a couple of hotels open up during the pandemic. The Canopy and the Ben are the best examples, those in downtown West Palm, who are doing pretty well. Just go hang out at the rooftop pool on the weekend at the Bend. So I think we have internally, we have a person who's working on destination development, not just hotels. Let's keep in mind that tourism is more than just hotels, and some of that might be attractions we could use, or other things to do. So those are some other things that might come on the horizon. But I think that, there's money to be out there, to be had. Construction is doing pretty darn well, and it's a good paying job. So I think that you may see some development here rebound over the next year to two, or three.
Okay, great. Any other questions? But we have some great questions that we have been asked. So thank you all for that. So if we do not have any other questions, I want to go ahead and start self-introductions. I do want to try and get out of here a little early. I've seen a lot of comments in the chat that you have other meetings that you need to get to. So I want to get you on with your day. So Heather Andrews, will you start us off?
Hi, Kirby. Thanks. Great job, Sergio. My name is Heather Andrews, and I do work day to day with Sergio here at Discover the Palm Beaches. I oversee content development as well as our partnership marketing programs here at Discover.
Great. Thanks, Heather. Peter Pignataro. Oh, you are muted.
Hi,
There we
Peter
go.
Pignataro, Career Source, Palm Beach County. And I want to thank Sergio for such a great presentation. Very informative.
Great. Thanks, Peter. Michael Corbett.
I'm also with Career Source Palm Beach County. Good job, Sergio.
Great. Thanks, Michael. Rita.
I am Rita with the South Florida Fair, and I'm definitely taking advantage of some of the offers that you're doing for the rest of the year. I love the savings pass, and we're definitely going to be part of it.
Great. Thanks, Rita. Glenn.
Good morning, everybody. Glenn Jorgensen, Tourist Development Council. I just came to check on Sergio and make sure he was saying the right numbers.
Well, we are happy to have you. Thank you, Glenn. Bill Bone.
Yeah, hi, Sergio. Bill Bone, incoming chair of the chamber. And Sergio, good to see that you do this all uniquely for us. I see that you make as many spelling errors as I do. So I feel like you're doing this for us. And it's fresh and it's on the money. Just keep it up. Thanks.
Thanks, Bill Bone. Judy.
Hi, Judy Dunn with Career Source Palm Beach County, and thank you, Sergio. It was very informative. And as a native of Palm Beach County and West Palm Beach, I thank you for your efforts.
Great. Thanks, Judy. JB Jefferson.
I go by Byron, Byron Jefferson. It's good to see Glenn and Sergio and to hear what's going on with Discover the Palm Beaches, as I'm a native as well. If there's ways for CBS, I work for CBS, broadcasting. If there's a way for us to get involved and help, please reach out. I'll share my information.
Thanks, Byron. Lauren.
Good morning. Always great to hear from Sergio. I'm Lauren Perry, the Public Affairs Director at the Flagler Museum, and we really appreciate everybody who continues to support your local cultural arts organizations. We are also recipients of those bed taxes, so it's been a pleasure participating in the tourism task force and getting the updates from Discover. So thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Lauren. Ernie.
Well, good morning, everybody here at Tourism Talk. And Sergio was a great presentation. And if you don't know, Sergio used to work for the city of West Palm Beach back in the day. So we're going forward with some great information and promotion for visitors here in Palm Beach County. And we expect June to be a big number. So there you have it.
Thanks so much, Ernie. Mina.
Good morning. So Mina Tavola with Academy Bus. I'm the sales manager here in West Palm Beach office, and I will be definitely promoting the restaurant week for all my friends and associates that I know. It's going to be wonderful weeks ahead.
Great. Thanks, Mina. Geoff.
Yes. Good morning. I'm Jeff Sluggett. I'm a local government relations lobbyist consultant here in West Palm Beach. Known Serge for many years, known Glenn for a bunch of years, and probably many of you on the call. Just excellent presentation, Serge, and glad to see tourism is really bouncing back. It's been a long time coming. It's exciting, especially the low season here in the doldrums summer in Palm Beach County. Glad to see things are really bouncing back. It's a good sign, and I see good things coming in the future. So
great. Thank you, and I apologize for saying your name incorrectly.
No problem. It's Jeff. It's spelled a funny way.
Jessica. Oh, she does not have a mic. She is the sales coordinator for the Home 2 Suites Hotel. So thanks, Jessica, for being here. Betsy.
Good morning. Sorry for the background noise. The kitchen's a little chaotic. I am Betsy with Happylicious. We deliver happiness in every bite of our edible cookie dough. I'm a huge advocate of supporting local and greatly appreciate your presentation today, Sergio. Thank you so much for it.
Thanks so much, Betsy. And Tracy Thomas.
Yes, hello, good morning. Tracy Thomas. I am the communications and office manager for the Black Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County. Awesome presentation, Sergio. We look forward to listening to Heather Andrews, the content and community engagement with Discover the Palm Beaches with the Black Chamber membership. If you're interested in joining us, visit our website at blackchamberpbc.com.
Great. Thanks so much, Tracy. And thank you, Sergio, for being here with us today. I am open to suggestions for any ideas for our next meetings. Please let me know what you are in need of next, and I will do my best to get us a great speaker. So thanks, Sergio. Thank you all for being here with us today. I will let you go and be fabulous. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.